Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And this is probably going to be the last video that I upload today. I actually just woke up about roughly almost 2 hours ago, but I pretty much wanted to hold off on a video until I seen some major price action actually happen throughout the market. And we're actually going to be talking about Hbar and XRP. Now, it is very hard to fit these two into a video when we're talking about technical analysis because they do take extremely long to kind of talk about and get the point across. It's not because of the way that I am, presenting it. It's just that there's a lot of things to actually talk about right now. So we are seeing Bitcoin kind of just ranging at these, solid levels. There's nothing too crazy happening with Bitcoin, but we actually want to see that, okay? Now we are seeing major money flow into Ethereum right now, and actually Ethereum is moving up in price, but this is also allowing most altcoins to actually kind of move up. Now I know that we're not seeing a lot of movement happening right now with a lot of these altcoins, like for example XRP, or even, other ones, right? But we are seeing some movement happening with Uniswap. We're seeing some movement happening with Link. We are also seeing some movement happen with AXS. Even Polygon's up a little bit, nothing too crazy there. But if we come down here to Hbar, we are up 8%, and we actually just flipped the 7-day span into positive percentages, which is great to see. We are also seeing the trading volume up about 20%. We actually hit a little bit of a high up here at about 39 cents. I don't think that we actually seen that. We're going to be talking about that. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is XRP. XRP has been a bore fest right now. But the reason why this is actually being boring is because of its Bitcoin pair, which we're going to talk about. Now, right now, we are ranging on some major support. This is that nice support at around $1.10, if you will. I've said that that is a major point of relief for us to pretty much hold there. And if we do see here on the 4-hour macro level, again, we dip down below it a little bit. This actually flips into resistance instantly once we do break below it. But as you do see, we retested it multiple times, made it weak, and then broke above it again to really kind of reclaim that point. Now, overall, what I really want to see is us to, break up here in this major sign of strength for XRP. We actually see that we hit resistance at about $1.21 on the 4-hour level. Now, on the 1-hour, right, we could actually see us hitting this resistance point multiple times, breaking up above it, gaining this as major support, if you will. And now we're kind of just trading sideways. Now, I know that a lot of people aren't going to want to hear this, but right now, $1.15 is actually our major sign of resistance. I know that there's not a lot of retest of that point. It's very simple, right? We want to be back above this major demand zone. We can actually see that major resistance going back to the 11th. I know that it's not, a main focus point because our focus point is actually at about $1.20, if you will. We could actually kind of move that up just a little bit, slightly. It's around almost $1.20. We see that that is major resistance, and when we do break up above it, we hit, a sign of resistance up here and kind of reject off of it easily. That is what the problem is right now for XRP. We are not getting above a solid strength point, and the reason for that is just the Bitcoin, price chart. We are still ranging sideways in this nice bearish downward trend, and we need to be back up into this demand zone up here that I have. We really want to be back above the 2303 sat level, and then of course we target 2733 with those highs up at about 3715, and then obviously, if we go back on the 1 week, we could actually kind of see where the all-time price actually lies within on the Bitcoin price chart, which is all the way up here. If we're talking about major resistance points, this is around that nice 16,688 sat level with those highs up here at around 24,700. So we have a very, very long way to go. But we will get there eventually. We just need to really kind of wait it out. Like I said, I really don't think that XRP and even XLM, like we talk about XLM a lot, but I don't think that these two assets are just ready yet. And I've mentioned why. I mentioned why we need to watch for November, December. That nice time frame for these two is very key. Now, I do want to talk to you guys about Hbar, because Hbar is going to steal the show in this video because we are seeing a lot of strength on this. We bounced off a solid support, and now we're kind of ranging at around the 36 to 40 centile range. And we actually broke up above the 40 centile range. I didn't personally see it, but hey, it is interesting to see nonetheless. Now, if we do see here, we hit resistance at around 40 cents, if you will. Again, this is not too crazy to me, but the major sign of resistance on the 4-hour macro level is actually around 39 cents. We actually want to break up above this point and really kind of gain some strength that will allow us to break above the 40-cent channel and actually get back up into this major demand zone up here. Again, when we're talking about this, this is all talking about, let me put this on the 40-cent range, 1 second. So when we're talking about a lot of these USD pairs, this is the idea of the Bitcoin price charts kind of playing against our USD pairs. And you might be wondering, well, what does that even mean? Well, it's very simple, right? Same with XRP. The reason why XRP's USD price chart is not moving is because of the Bitcoin pair. And when the USD price chart does move and the Bitcoin pair is kind of staying stable, that's where you got to watch out for, a scam pump, because that will probably lead into a major dump. So again, when we're talking about the Hbar price chart right now, in order for us to be back into this demand channel, we'll most likely have to be back up into this point here, which we could kind of draw a rectangle here real quick. So this is our major point that we want to flip. We actually want to flip this point, flip to go parabolic on USD pair. This is what we want to see, right? And when I say parabolic, it's the idea that we'll retest this zone here, which is where we will pretty much see us back up into this nice demand zone that is marked on the X part. And this is pretty much where we will gain that major strength to go against our recent all-time high and pretty much range for price discovery. That is the parabolic rise that we've been waiting for. We'll most likely see that very soon, in my opinion, especially if the Bitcoin price chart does continue this upward path. We really did hit some signs of major resistance, though, on the 4-hour span. If we actually look here, the major sign of resistance currently right now is right around this point here at around 679 sats. And again, this is actually kind of some support that we bounced off of. But if we do see back here, when we broke this, we broke down a little bit below it, but regained it fairly fast. And this point that we are at right now actually allowed us to make this nice all-time high. If we can continue this move, so if I just show you this bars graph, so if we can continue this move right here, this would be very bullish from our point right now. So we could actually kind of say that this is that nice point. If we could continue that to retest the high and pretty much be at this all-time high by the end of October 21st actually, this would allow us to go into price discovery sooner than expected and probably get to about $1 plus by the end of the month into the beginning of November. I think that would be very bullish for us. Do I think that this is likely to happen? Probably not. The bars graph goes only as far as pretty much showing us what's happening, or what could happen, I should say. It's actually a little bit of speculation, if you will. Personally speaking, I don't like to use bars graphs as major technical analysis or, hey, this is what's going to happen in terms of predictions. No. Overall, what I'm seeing right now is us hit that nice resistance at about 679. What we really want to see is us actually flip that level into support and range higher, where we pretty much break up into this nice flip to go parabolic on the USD pair, because this is where we flip into major support on major resistance. So I am waiting for this to be validated in order for us to go much higher. That is what we are watching for. We don't care about the USD pair. I will say this, the interesting thing with the USD pair to the Bitcoin pair right now is that back here, when we were on these levels going back to around the 9th, look at where we were at on the 9th in terms of price. We are well ahead of the price per or ratio for Bitcoin pairs to the USD pair, which allows us, when the Bitcoin pair goes back to this point, we will be above the all-time high into price discovery yet again. Now, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about Bitcoin. So with Bitcoin, this has been very interesting to say the least. On the 4-hour span, when we're looking at this, look at this major point of resistance up here at $58,000. We retested it 4 times now, okay? Now, if we do go to the 1-hour span, check this out. So we retested it 58K. We broke up above it a little bit, but we retested it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times on the 1-hour span. You might be wondering, well, what do you see happening with this? Well, it's very simple, right? Every single time that we retest that point, this goes for resistance and support. It gets weaker and weaker. Let's actually throw the moving average on here, because I do like to watch for the moving average on a lot of these altcoins, but Bitcoin itself is very interesting in regards to the moving average. So the 50, we're going to do the 50, the 100, and also the 200, as you guys already know. From my recent videos, I've always done this. The thing about Bitcoin right now is that when we're looking at the 4-hour time frame, look at what's happening here. So we bounced significantly off of the 50-day MA in terms of strength, and we've pretty much just been riding above this. Now, if we go all the way back to the past pattern, once we flip this into a bullish point going back to September, we have stayed above it significantly. And even on the recent dips down below this, yeah, sure, we pretty much peaked down a little bit below it, but we have gained major strength on that point. The same goes for a lot of the charts when we're looking at the 1 hour. Look at what we rode. We rode the 200-day MA train, and now we are above all MAs with a lot of strength up here, and we're pretty much bouncing off of that 56.8K support level on the 1 hour. I think that this is extremely bullish. Honestly, when we're talking about Bitcoin right now, I'm just looking for those highs now. I think that we could say that we have pretty much invalidated us to come down to this major demand zone. It was always possible. I just told you guys that it's not a guarantee, so don't get your hopes up. But now we are arranging to break out of that 58K channel, flip that into support, and head to the all-time high up here. I think we will get there by the end of October into the first half of November, pretty much following the 4-year cycle, which will also allow for a lot of altcoins to kind of run if Bitcoin dominance does continue doing what it's doing. And right now, Bitcoin dominance is gaining some weakness, if you will. It's been kind of rejecting off of this major resistance up here at around 45.75, and it's been kind of just retesting major support on the 4-hour. We do see that we pretty much bounced off of that support level twice. We'll most likely retest that again until it is broken. I'm fairly bullish on that, because when we even look at Ethereum, right now the Ethereum USD price chart just broke out of its major resistance point. Looks like it's going to retest $4,000, which is great to see. I think that we actually already kind of almost retested 3,900, which is fairly significant. But look at the Ethereum dominance, right? We are hitting major resistance at about 1839%. What I want to see is this actually peak up above it and retest about 19%. I think that this will allow for a lot of altcoins, including Hbar, to do a little bit of a run. Now, overall, when we're talking about this entire market right now, I think the altcoin market is doing great things currently. I know that it's not great for a lot of people who are holding, a few assets, and we're not seeing major gains, but we are seeing a lot more strength throughout the altcoin market cap and also throughout the entire altcoin market itself, opposed to Bitcoin lately, because Bitcoin has been stealing the show, but now we are seeing a few altcoins like even DOT, jumping out of their falling wedges, or just kind of stable wedges, if you will, and really kind of breaking up, doing about a 17% run on the 7-day span, which is fairly significant. And if we do look at the 7-day span, we see many altcoins kind of doing that as well, including one. We also see TEL jumping out. Like I said, DOT. A lot of altcoins right now are gaining a lot of strength, and that is because we are seeing things happen like this with Ethereum dominance opposed to Bitcoin dominance, and also just Bitcoin kind of just ranging sideways. And like we said, when Bitcoin dominance ranges lower and Bitcoin kind of ranges stable, altcoins do get a little bit of an increase in price. Now, I am watching the dollar closely, as you guys already know. We are retesting that major support zone. We bounced off of it significantly on the macro time frames. On the 4-hour, we bounced off of it once, almost retested it twice. Again, I think that the dollar is still fairly strong here. I do want to see this major support zone broken down at 93.73. So until that is broken, I'm not going to be too bullish on the dollar, but it is great to see it hit some major resistance up there at about 94.5. So overall, when we're talking about the entire market, I do think that Hbar is showing us major signs of strength. I do want this Bitcoin pair to continue upward like this, but I do think that we could be retesting the all-time highs by the end of the month. For XRP, I'm still not sold on XRP's Bitcoin pair. I want this to be back up in this major demand zone. So XRP, I hate to break it to you guys, it just doesn't look too strong right now. I mean, until we see a lot of strength happen on this chart in regards to the Bitcoin pair and the USD pair, I'm just not going to be too excited about this. I know that people are saying, oh, we're going to see a breakout tomorrow. No, that's not the case, right? I still think that XRP runs last. I don't think that it's going to run anytime soon. I think that it will most likely run around the November, December timeframe. I'm not expecting too much movement this month. Most likely we'll see a retest of like $1.50 this month, which is fairly significant if you think about it, because it's almost, 40 some cents. But overall, I'm still not sold on XRP, going parabolic overnight or anything like that. When we're talking about the overnight switch flip, we're talking about the new system taking over, which we're seeing that move in the background behind everybody kind of getting, I would say, distracted by others like nonsense, but we are seeing that new system pretty much being implemented on a day-to-day basis with ISO 222 tokens. So I still think XRP is doing incredible things. I also think that Hbar is doing incredible things. We just have to be a little bit more patient. Guys, we are almost just 2 months away. We're actually about a month and a half away from, those major gains. So with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys do want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. If you guys do want more content, you guys can definitely check out my website, NCashOfficial.com, to get my exit strategies, all that kind of stuff. But with that being said, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.